Lane, on Classic. Good. Madison Boulevard.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Welcome everybody to the October 19th, 2023 City of Madison Planning Commission. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wesson?
Here.
Mr. Potter?
Here.
Mr. Ryder?
Here.
Mr. Riddle? Mr. Brooks?
Here.
Ms. Johnson? Here. Mr. Caudle? Mr. Seifert?
Here.
Ms. Palmer?
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Next item is acceptance of the agenda. Any changes, corrections, additions? Seeing that there are none, we'll move forward as published. Next item is approval of the minutes from the September 21st, 2023 meeting. Any additions or corrections?
Negative. Move to approve.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Abstain.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. Next item is public comments for any item that is not under the public hearings portion of tonight's agenda. So that would be, let me look here, that'll be anything pertaining to the Prime Mini Storage, the Keene Booster Project, or the Western Transmission Main Phase 3, or any other item that is not under public hearing tonight. Otherwise, we'll ask you to hold your comments until we get to each item. When you come forward, we'll have you state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. All right, this time, are there any public comments for any of the 3 items not under public hearing tonight, or any other? All right, we'll move forward with the public hearing. First item is Reserve Way Townhomes. This is continued from the September 21st Planning Commission meeting, and this is a final plat for 12 residential lots on 1.64 acres. Is the applicant here? Yes, sir.
Hi there. Troy Holcomb with J.W. Kennedy and Associates. We're the surveyor for the project. I'm just here for any questions, and we respectfully request your approval for this project.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, Mary Beth.
This property is 1.64 acres. It's located at the northwest corner of Reserve Way and Wall Triana Highway. The property is zoned R4, which allows for multifamily units as well as single-family units. The final plat consists of 12 lots for single-family attached units, and there's also a common area in the northwest corner and along Wall Triana Highway. The preliminary plat for this project was approved in June of 2022 and then finally signed in January of 23. The final plat is consistent with the preliminary plat. The one difference is that the preliminary plat included common drives for every other lot. So there were 6 driveways that were going to be on Reserve Way. The applicant has requested to do individual driveways for each of the lots, so now there'll be 12 driveways instead of 6. The zoning ordinance allows for this, so it's consistent with the zoning ordinance, but it's a slight change from the preliminary plat. We are recommending that you approve the final plat with contingencies because the plat is consistent with zoning, the subdivision regulations, and the preliminary plat essentially. The contingencies that are remaining are just signatures and then performance bonds, and later in your agenda you'll see that we're asking you to approve those performance bonds for engineering. Available to answer any questions that you may have.
All right, thank you. All right, open up for public comments. All right, seeing that there are none, comments from the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson? Aye. Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is Hughes Road subdivision, subdivision of lot 7B, certified plat for 2 commercial lots on 2.95 acres. Is the applicant here? Yes, sir.
Look, it's him again.
Troy Holcomb with J.W. Kennedy and Associates again. We were the surveyor for this project as well, and I'm here to answer any questions, and we respectfully request your approval.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mary Beth.
This property is a little under 3 acres. It's located at the corner of Plaza and Plaza Boulevard, southeast corner, as you can see there on the aerial. The property and everything around it is zoned B2, which is our commercial zoning. And what they're asking to do is subdivide existing lot 7B into 2 lots and effectively creating lot 7C. Lot 7B would be just over half an acre, which would meet our lot size for our commercial district, and obviously Lot C far exceeds that. We are recommending that you approve it because it's consistent with zoning, subdivision regs, and the city's growth plan, which is encouraging developing that area of the city as a commercial corridor. The only contingencies that we have left are signatures. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. Open up for public comments. Come on up.
My name is Glenn Gallagher. I'm the owner of Primrose School of Madison, which is right across the street. And we're just curious about what, if anything, is already planned for the subdivided lots.
Okay. I'm not sure that we are aware of that at this point. I don't know.
The part of we, which is us, isn't. We don't know anything more than they want to split the land.
You want to speak to that, Mary Beth? And then I have a follow-up question, so you might as well do that.
We do not have that information, and our applicant may be able to respond to that, but we do not have that information at this time.
Okay. If you can respond.
At this time, as far as I know, they're subdividing the land to sell the smaller lot. At this time, they had mentioned developing it, but I'm not sure what they're planning to do. It could be anything.
Okay, anything within the zoning ordinance. Okay, thank you. All right, any other public comments? All right, seeing that there are none comments from the commission, I have one, Mary Beth. I know there's a stub driveway on the back side of 7B that goes into Phase 3 Fitness, and I don't know if that needs to be declared at this point or preserved, but there is a driveway access on the rear of that lot.
Right. There is a restriction on the Phase 3, or a requirement on the Phase 3 plat that they provide access to 7B when that develops. So there's no need for us to put it on this plat, we didn't think, because it's really the other property offering that access.
Would we not require 7B to connect to that?
We will require that, yes. We would expect that, or excuse me, not 7B, 7C. So
oh, 7C is the
it's
one that...
7C that backs to the gym. We would expect 7C will be subdivided in the future.
Okay. So we don't need a note at this time noting that...
No, we don't think,
should be preserved
no.
on both sides?
We don't think that's necessary. 7B, it doesn't make sense to access to the east because of where it backs into the grocery store. For 7C, again, on the east side, the gym does have a requirement to allow access across its property for lot 7C. And so when we see development come forward, that's when we would finalize that.
So that stub street's at the corner of 7C then, huh?
Yeah, you go, that's the half acre.
Okay, I see it. Okay, yeah, so there's still, okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's on the edge of 7C. All right. All right, any other comments from the commission?
Move to approve, subject to contingencies.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item is Heights at Town Madison, Phase 5A, certified plat for 3 residential lots on .53 acres. Is the applicant here wish to address the commission? All right, City?
This property is located on the south side of Town Madison Boulevard. As you're traveling west, it's just over the hill. The property is zoned Traditional Neighborhood Development, or TND, as is all of the Heights subdivision. On my left, you can see the existing final plat that was approved back in 2022, which called for 6 lots for attached units. Those lots range in size from about 3,100 square feet to 5,400 square feet. On the right side is the proposed plat, and they're looking to consolidate, basically reduce down from 6 lots to 3 lots. Those lots range in size from just under 6,300 square feet to a little over 8,500 square feet. So they're going to be switching from attached unit product to detached unit product.
Okay.
We're recommending that you approve the certified plat because it's consistent with zoning and subdivision regs, and it reduces the unit count. And we do not have any contingencies left.
All right, thank you. Open up for public comments. Seeing as there are none, comments from the commission?
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item, Long Subdivision Phase 5, certified plat for 3 commercial lots on 5.99 acres. Is the applicant here? Yes, sir.
Daniel Fell with To The Point Incorporated. I'm the engineer of record, here to answer any questions and seeking your approval on this and the prime mini storage that is going to be built on this.
Okay, all right, thank you.
This property is located on the east side of County Line, a little bit north of Palmer Road. The closest street is Continental Drive. It's zone B3, as is the property to the north and the south, and to the east is an apartment complex. And as you can see on the east side, most of the apartment complex is here. This is part of the apartment complex, but it is all wooded and there's some wetlands there. They're proposing 3 lots. Lot 1 is undeveloped. Lot 2 is undeveloped as well, but is proposed for the self-storage use that you'll consider next. And Lot 3 is developed with a commercial shopping center. It's about 11,700 square feet. There's a subway there and variety of service uses. This proposed plat does include ingress-egress easement between Lot 1 and Lot 2, and the easement extends to the north property line. So if you can see, Lot 2 is a flag lot. There's a narrow strip that connects and provides access from County Line for Lot 2. So that easement is going to cross over that entrance on Lot 2, extend from the northern property line down to Lot 1. So Lot 1 would take its access from that strip. We are recommending that you approve the certified plat with contingencies because it's consistent with our regulations. The contingencies include some minor labeling notes and some signatures. On the engineering side, they do need to add a note to the plan saying that there would not be any individual access to Lot 1. So if we go back to that plot plan here, we're basically saying that all of the access needs to come off of the entry to Lot 2 and that they wouldn't have an individual driveway on Lot 1.
Does it require, well,
Yes?
it might be on the next site plan. I'll save that too.
Okay. And so we've got the note about no access, also to make sure that they're showing any existing and proposed ingress and egress easements, and they need to submit a closure tape. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. Open up for public comments. And if there are none, comments from the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson? Mr. Cottle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Now, at this point, the public hearing is closed, and we'll move on to the first item under site plans. That is the prime mini storage. Any additional comments from the applicant? We're good? All right, Mary Beth?
This is a site plan to build a little over 86,000 square feet of storage building and other infrastructure on a little under 3 acres. This property was the one we were just discussing on the east side of County Line. It is Zone B3, as was mentioned. It is also part of the West Side Master Plan, and the area is highlighted in yellow, and you can see when the West Side Master Plan was done in 2016, there was a portion of this area that was treed, and so the Parks and Natural area was shown on this property. The rest of the property is convenience commercial. Sometime between 2020 and now, those trees were removed off of the property. I had received a call from a citizen who was, when the agenda came out regarding this, and so went back and did a little bit of research. There are no trees of any note on the property now, so when you're looking from County Line, you see some large trees, but they're on the property to the east and to the north. This is the proposed site plan. On the left-hand side, you can see the proposed main building, which is about 75,000 square feet. It'll be 3 stories in height. They've got 2 additional covered storage areas, one to the north of that building and one to the south, and then they have a proposed detention area in the northeast corner. The code requires a minimum of 12 parking spaces. The plan is showing 13. One of the other aspects of this project is to ask for a substitutional landscape buffer. The code requires a minimum 30-foot wide buffer because this property is adjacent to R4 property. The applicant is requesting relief from that. They've got a minimum of just over 20 feet of a buffer on the south end. It increases to about 27 feet on the north end. So this portion is about 20, and then this portion increases to almost 27, it's like 26.95 feet. Staff is supporting that buffer because, again, as I mentioned, looking at the aerial, all of that area to the east is wooded, there's wetlands, there's really no homes that back to it, and that's a pretty sizable landscape buffer that they are proposing. The exhibit that's shown also calls out that easement again that we talked about with respect to the plat. You can see that yellow highlighted area, the entrance drive, and the fact that there would be the easement between lots 2 and lot 1. This is an elevation of the main building. It will be set back a considerable distance from county line, and ultimately there will be some development on lot 1 in front of it. But this gives you a visual of what it would look like. It's approximately 35 feet high. The code allows up to 70 feet for this zoning category. We are recommending, as mentioned, approving the substitution of the buffer and then approving the site plan. We do have some contingencies. The project would be consistent with zoning if you approve their buffer substitution request. The planning contingencies, there's one regarding the buffer. That contingency goes away if you approve the substitution of the buffer. If you don't approve the substitution, then they have to revise their plan to comply with the minimum 30 feet. There's some cleanup in terms of just notes and information they need to provide on their plans. They need to give us their perimeter landscape calculation and the percentage of the site that's landscaped. There's not a concern that they're not meeting code. It's just they need to put that information on the plan. We ask that they label fire flows, and they need to update the parking provided information. It calls out that there's 14 spaces on the site, but I think with some of the rework, there's only 13 left. And then engineering has a contingency that the easements that are shown on the site plan need to match what's on the proposed plat. So that's just a consistency item. Happy to answer any questions that you may have.
It's not public, so you might as well stay up there. You're the only one we can ask anything.
Yeah.
I thought you might have something for the applicant.
Comments from the commission?
I got a question just out of curiosity, I guess. There's 2 sections that are proposed covered storage. Is that for like vehicles or something?
Yes, my understanding is,
Going up and down.
yeah, for boats, RVs, that type of thing.
Okay.
So the R4 that it backs up to, all wooded, is that buildable at all? Or does it just happen to be zoned that, but it's in a,
Wrong way.
I mean, because the bottom part gets skinny, obviously, not much.
So I'm going to draw where the wetland is, and then you can come to your own conclusion. The wetland is right here. And so I'll go to the aerial.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here's the apartments
Right.
building. The wetland is like right in this area. So practically speaking, given the shape of this parcel and where the wetland is, we don't think that that is a buildable area. I never say never. I suppose somebody could try to fill in the wetland at some point in the future if regulations change or conditions change. But it's an odd sliver of property.
And it barely touches the apartments down there.
Right, and I think that landscape buffer is pretty close to the 30 feet, right, at 26.95 feet. At the southern end, it's a little bit narrower, but this is a type of use, especially the backside of that use, it's not really going to be generating traffic and noise that would affect the apartments. So we think that the buffer width that they're proposing is adequate for the conditions.
Is there a conservation easement on the wetlands, you know?
I did not look at that because it's off property. I don't know if Daniel and his investigation for looking at around the property looked at that.
I know across the street, the wetlands over there, they're adjacent to my neighborhood. There's a conservation easement in addition to being wetlands.
Mm-hmm.
That double protects, anything ever being developed.
Mm-hmm. And the city may not have used that at the time this was developed. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would the runoff from that affect the wetlands?
No, properties are not allowed to increase runoff to an adjacent property. And Daniel can come up and speak. I was going to pull up the site plan so you can see the detention. The detention area is located in this northeast corner here.
Right.
And Daniel, do you want to speak to that?
As Mary Beth was alluding to, we're not allowed to increase or runoff in any storm event that we designed to, which is between a 1.1 year event and a 100-year event. So we are collecting that storm water in that northeast corner and slowly releasing it exactly where the water was going on the site to begin with. So to answer your question, I don't see anything changing with the wetlands. It's going to have practically the same volume and the same flow of water that it always has.
Okay, thank you. Right. Any other questions before we take our first motion?
I'll move to approve the landscape buffer adjustment.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Caudle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, first motion's approved. Second motion?
Move to,
Go ahead.
move to approve
Second.
with staff.
With contingency.
Couldn't come up with a word.
Mr. Seifert seconded. All right, roll call.
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Caudle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All right, motion carries. Next item on the agenda, location, character, and extent, the Keene Booster Project for construction of booster station and installation of 24-inch ductile iron main. I assume we'll have a presentation from somebody? I don't want to assume.
Came all this way, I might as well. Hello, I'm Jason Leggett with Madison Utilities. I'd be glad to answer any questions about the Keene Booster and the next project, the Western Transmission Main, both of which, just so you know, are necessary to provide additional capacity in about the north half of Madison to match the growth in population.
All right, thank you.
So on the screen, you've got both your site map, vicinity map, and the zoning map. All of this project will be done in public right-of-way or on property that's owned by Madison Utilities or the City of Madison. Pump House Road extends south of Gillespie. It's a dead-end road. It goes into the Keene Booster Station. You can see it there. There is residential that backs up to it. On the site map, you can also see there's a proposed access road for construction, vehicles, and so forth. The Keene Booster plant itself is zoned agriculture, but the rest of what we're talking about is in the right-of-way. The exhibit on the left shows you the proposed pipe. We've got a little over 5,000 linear feet of water main and about 1,500 linear feet of storm pipe that will be installed. And then the booster station is going to be installed right here. And this is a blow-up of that site plan. We're recommending that you approve the LCE for this project. It's consistent with long-range plans. And we do have some recommended contingencies, which are pretty standard, adding a note about not having any permanent fill in a floodplain. If there is any fill that's done temporarily during construction, it has to be removed. We would need a grading plan showing contours outside of the treatment plant and a stormwater report.
comments from the commission?
How long should construction take?
Construction should take about a year and a half to 2 years.
So we're hoping for no 100-year or 500-year event during that window, if it's still in place. Okay.
Yes, hoping so. We have a nationwide permit for this and the next project, so it allows for some temporary fill, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure the contractor does not impede flow in the streams in the area.
I think there was a future greenway going up in that area, or was that south of there? Right, weren't we eventually building a greenway up and through that area? Or was that south of Reserve?
I think it may be south of there. You're maybe thinking of the Mill Creek Greenway, further south.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not aware of one that would go through this property.
It wasn't through that property? Okay.
No.
I was saying, if it was, let's take advantage
of course.
Any stream crossings or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. That's south of Reserve Way. Okay. All right, any other comments?
Move to approve, subject to.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson? Aye. Mr. Caudle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item is the Western Transmission Main Phase 3, project for installation of 24-inch ductile iron main. Any comments? All right, Mary Beth?
Okay. This property is going to occur along two streets. There's a segment along Gillespie Road from Wall Triana west over to Pump House Road, and then most of the project is occurring along Balch Road. Again, this project will occur in public right-of-way or on property that is owned by the city or Madison Utilities. There's a small segment of the project along Balch that will be an unincorporated right-of-way. We have the zoning map up there just so you can see the zoning that's adjacent to the project site, but again, it's not going to be occurring on private property. This project involves 12,600 linear feet of water main along the roadways that I've mentioned. I did want to point out that along Gillespie, there are a number of very large mature trees in the public right-of-way. If you go like west of McDermott, right there, those trees are going to come out. There's some benefit in that we actually get complaints about those trees obstructing visibility for motorists, for cars that are coming out of that street. So we know some people will like that and others are going to miss those trees. There may be a few that get removed on Balch Road, but really the bulk will be along Gillespie, so you will see that change. We are recommending that you approve the LC&E for this project because it is consistent with long-range plans. Again, we do have a couple of contingency items from engineering, adding a note to the plan set, just that we get all of the permits that Madison Utilities will ultimately get from ADEM and so forth. There needs to be a signature certificate on the plan set and, again, a note about no permanent fill in the floodway.
Comments from the commission?
What's going to be the plan for traffic down along Balch? Because it's pretty narrow down there, and I imagine the right-of-way off the sides, it's a little gnarly.
Yes, sir. It while they're there.
We could if we had funds.
So that would be something that we would work with the contractor to plan. They will very likely need to shut down the eastbound lane as they remove those trees, but the pipe will be installed where the trees are. It's off of the road. So
I'm referring to Balch.
Oh, sorry, Balch.
I mean, Gillespie certainly, but
yes, a lot of the main along Balch is pretty far off of the road.
Okay.
You may be familiar with Fox Field. There's a pretty big area off of the road there. We're going to be far off the road, and then on the south end, it's kind of hard to describe without looking at the drawing, but We're pretty far to the west of Balch, and then we cross, and then we try to stay as far. There's not too many areas where we're very close to the road.
Okay.
When does it start?
When do we start? So we are planning on opening bids November 1st, and we'd like to award at the November 6th board meeting. They will likely have to get materials, and that could take some time. That's been a major issue for us recently. We've had lead times on pipe for months. That seems to be getting better, so we're currently hoping to get started beginning of next year, maybe January, February.
Right in front of my house.
Tell her. Just tell her work, you'll be all right.
I ain't not working now.
Now, the city was planning a future roundabout right at Balch and Browns Ferry, I think I saw on one of the council person's press release. Are we gonna keep that in mind at that intersection, not interfere with the roundabout plans?
The city is still working on, you said at Balch and Browns Ferry?
Balch and Browns Ferry.
You know,
Yeah.
Browns Ferry dead ends into Balch.
Where Balch and Browns Ferry is on that map.
Curve right there at the corner
Yeah.
of Chapel Hills.
And what's your question? I'm sorry.
Are we, we're not gonna interfere with the plans for that, or we're gonna
No.
have to rip that up because?
No, we would, and Michael can come and speak to the timing of all of that, but we would, we work closely with MU to try and coordinate infrastructure projects. If they're going into a road, we wait to pave the road and so forth, but Michael could speak to the timing.
I don't want them to have to rip it up, but.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't wanna do that either.
So you all got that factored in?
Just as long as you're building that roundabout tomorrow, we don't care.
I mean, I just wanna make sure we're not.
We're only at about 60% design plans on that, so we're not likely going to start that project until they're pretty far into this, and so we can coordinate with those guys and modify the plan.
I just didn't know when you're at 100%, you're gonna have to rip it up.
Rip up the water main?
Yeah.
No.
You can go over it.
We'll build where the water main is.
Build over it, it won't be a problem. All right, just wanna make sure we don't tear it up after we put it in.
I thought you were saying rip up the road. Definitely we're gonna rip up the road.
No, yeah, no, I'm just, put the water main in and then 6 months later rip up the water main because we're gonna change the traffic flow there.
Coordinated the location and the depth of the main.
You have, good. That's what I was trying to get at.
But a roundabout there will really solve a huge problem. You know, if any place in the city needs a roundabout, that place does.
Yeah. I just wanna make sure that was being factored in. All right.
Right after Burn Rain.
Move to approve, subject to comments.
Second.
All right, we got a second. Roll call?
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Caudle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We got one more item under new business. We got performance bonds for Reserve Way Townhomes in the amount of $187,000 and change there. Any discussion? Otherwise, I'll take a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Wesson?
Aye.
Mr. Potter?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Brooks?
Aye.
Ms. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Caudle?
Aye.
Mr. Seifert?
Aye.
Ms. Palmer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Meeting's adjourned.
That was very efficient, Mr. Rager.